There once was a man named Gold Roger who was king of the pirates. He had fame, power, and wealth beyond your wildest dreams. Before they hung him from the gallows, these were the final words he said.
Our perspective is yours for the taking, but you'll have to join us first. We left everything we debated at the Yonkō Table.
Ever since, pirates from all over the world set sail for the Grand Line, searching for the Yonkō Table, the table that will make their dreams come true.
Yo, folks, welcome to the latest and the greatest from the Yonkō Table. That is the voice of GrandMasterHoop here at the helm, and here we are steering our way back to a galaxy far away to talk about Obi-Wan Kenobi. That's right, folks, the hit series on Disney Plus that is following the gap between episodes 3 and 4 of Star Wars, featuring everyone's favorite Jedi, Obi-Wan Kenobi. It is the third live action Star Wars series we've had thus far, and despite having high hopes in the beginning of the series, we might be dwindling. They might be dwindling a bit. Funny enough, this whole series is about hope. But with me, as always, is DrJaceAttorney. DrJaceAttorney, are you still here for the ride of Obi-Wan Kenobi?
I'm still here for it. I mean, there's only 2 episodes after this that are left. So it's like, as long as they don't fumble the bag in the penultimate episode, which is like the setup for the whatever the finale is going to be, and especially if they don't fumble the bag for the finale, I should be fine. One episode where they stumble, I was like, okay, I mean, I'll keep watching, but this is probably the weakest episode so far. But we'll get into it.
Yes, we will. And of course, we're never alone on this journey, except last week when I was alone. But let's hear what supernovas are joining us tonight. All right. Yes, I concur completely as well. This was the weakest of the bunch. And of course, we'll get into the finer details. But I don't know. I feel in past episode 4s have been relatively strong. I mean, I don't have a side-by-side comparison, but this episode was just lacking for me.
Episode 4s of Star Wars, or just
I feel episode 4s of anything.
of Disney shows?
Maybe Disney shows. Yeah.
Okay.
I felt episode 4s have been relatively strong. Whatever. But this episode of Obi-Wan definitely made me feel. I saw a tweet today. This dude said, Obi-Wan might have been better if it was a movie. And I'm starting to think, man, maybe if they did make it a movie, it would be kind of better. Because I don't know. This episode had a great setup. And I feel you got to have fun with it. You got to go all out with this kind of episode. Toasty, are you feeling similar vibes about this episode, or is this a high for you? Where do you stand?
No, the episode was way down, straight to the toilet, down the sewers, and whatever else where the sewer goes. This episode was total garbage, and once again, it reignited my hate for child actors. I absolutely hate child actors. It was so bad, man. The acting was bad. The setup was bad. I just did not enjoy it.
When you say it reignited, I'm assuming you're talking about Princess Leia. Have you not been a fan of her since episode 1, or did you just not like her in this particular episode?
The first couple episodes, I didn't think she was bad because she kept her mouth shut. And she did not have
kept her mouth shut. She was told that she would not keep her mouth shut.
No, but I feel like at the same time, like the few scenes that she had, it wasn't anything like crazy. It was like a kid situation. But now you have a 10-year-old kid in a prison being interrogated by what is assumed is one of the best fighters, best, I guess, person to do this, and she's fighting back. Yeah, I'm like, come on, like, it's not realistic. This kid should be wetting her diapers in a situation like this. Yeah, they building her up to be this badass character just because we know she's a badass character in the later movies. So they make it seem that no, it's not that she learned how to be a badass character as she grew older. She was just a natural born genius, just like Luke Skywalker, just like Anakin Skywalker, just like all the goddamn Skywalkers before them. I hate it. It's a cliche.
I don't know if Luke was a genius.
I mean, he was not a genius, but like he was still like strong enough that he defeated.
He was a prodigy.
He was a prodigy, and
Luke?
that's my issue.
Luke, yes, that Skywalker bloodline is like you're the
Luke,
MC.
a prodigy.
Yes.
Who gets his hand chopped off in his first fight? Granted, he went
because
up
he wasn't
fight.
ready. He wasn't.
He went up
ready.
against a level 100 sage at only
Yeah.
level 20.
And within a couple months, he went off against somebody that had been fighting for 20 plus years, if not 30 plus years at that point, and he ended up defeating him.
That's fair.
That's my
fair.
issue. Like all of those characters, it's hard to love a character that's a natural genius when most people are not natural genius. And I mean, that's the reality of it. All of us can be good at our specific role, day life, but none of us are natural born geniuses. So when you have a character and that's the entire story for them, there's nothing to look forward to. There's no challenges. This girl was getting I don't know what they call it, but when they use the force,
like the force interrogation,
interrogation, and she resisted without any training.
You see, this is where I am not sure what happened, because you there's multiple answers to this, and I put answers in quotations. There's the answer that Reva was going easy on her because she's a child, and it's like she doesn't want to kill her. She wants to get information from her, so she's not trying to exert so much force on a 10-year-old child.
She put her in a machine after that
because she was done. She was like, all right, we got to get this out of you.
But is your other answer that it's the Skywalker blood in her?
That's another thing, which again, if that's the case, then you would think, why wouldn't Reva have like been shocked at all by something like that? Why would she not be felt it? Right. Like this kid literally just said to me, is this a staring contest?
Is this a staring contest? Right.
I'm a trained not Sith, but like dark force user,
Jedi,
whatever.
Dark Force Knight, yeah.
I'm an Inquisitor, and a child is telling me, is this a staring contest? You would think Reva would have been like, I sense something in her, or like something, because then it'll be like, oh, okay, she has the main character Skywalker bloodline, and it's that powerful that she's able to push back someone like Reva,
an Inquisitor.
But exactly.
Which, by the way, from what I know, they were handpicked by Darth Vader to be that specific role. Those are just not random little guys running around the street that he just picked up. Those were the best of the best.
Well,
actually, no, they were random people.
They could be random.
I mean, they're strong in the Force. That's why he would have picked them, but they were kind of like Reva was in the slums when
they were kidnapping everybody.
Oh no, but that's the point. Like they were still the best of those that were kidnapped, to the point where they were put in the first, I guess, the 7 Inquisitors. Those were the best fighters that he could have picked out of everyone that he kidnapped. That's the feeling I got, at least from the previous series, shows, and movies I watched.
Hold on, say it again. You're saying
the Inquisitors, like the one that
these 3 that we have right now, or you mean the Inquisitors in general?
The Inquisitors in general, like the group, because I know there's not unlimited number. I think it's around 7 or 9 of them, because they each have a number.
I know as far back we go to 9, given Fallen Order, because Fallen Order has the 9th sister.
Exactly. So those 9 Inquisitors are supposed to be the best of the best, because their main role is to hunt down Jedis. You're not gonna send a scrub to hunt down a Jedi. They wanted somebody that was properly trained, somebody that could resist and be prepared after they got trained by Darth Vader. So it's not something where you have a walk in the park. These guys went to hell and back to get their position, yet for some reason, this girl or this lady she was made a joke by a 10-year-old girl. who is a princess, by the way, who had no struggle in her life. The biggest thing she had to worry about is if she wanted strawberry shortcake or chocolate shortcake at the end of the day. That was probably the biggest decision she had to make at this point. No struggle.
It's a staring contest.
I don't have Leia was not my problem for this episode.
She was one of them.
She was not
for me.
No, she was for me. I thought Leia was a stronger point in this episode.
Actually, let me be clear. Not Leia specifically, just that scene. That was my problem.
That scene. Well, let's dial it back real quick. So we're on. I feel we skipped the whole setup.
We did.
We're on planet Nur, the moon of Nur, which is the Inquisitorial headquarters.
And pause. There's 11 apparently. 11 Inquisitors.
Okay.
So far. There's not.
And that's brothers and sisters, right?
Brothers.
That's not 11 brothers and 11 sisters. It's combined.
Right. And the reason why we're not remembering, like, oh well, who's the 10th or 8th, whatever. Some of them are comics only so far, and the comics are canon. So like one of them, I think like let me see, the 6th brother, he appears in a 2016 Ahsoka novel and also expands in the Darth Vader comics.
Oh, okay.
So that's something that we're gonna see later in Ahsoka.
Maybe we might see.
We could
Fallen Order game. There we go.
We could.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yes, continue. I just wanted to mention the Inquisitor stuff that we.
You're good. So we're on the moon of Nur, which is in the Mustafar system. Makes sense. Vader is not far. He's set up on Mustafar. Obi-Wan and the Path gotta go rescue Leia.
What's the Path again? Is it like
the Path is the? I'm pretty sure what they're trying to make the Path be is kind of like in The Force Unleashed, kind of how there was a group of people working against the Empire, and they eventually became the Rebel Alliance, and they've been using the Rebel Alliance symbol, which I forget, whatever, but they haven't been officially
called the Rebel Alliance yet, because they have
the foundation. Okay,
exactly right. We're building a foundation here, but I don't know. I feel Prison Break episodes of anything are relatively cool, or they could be cool, and I felt we didn't get that here. For me, it seemed like a kind of a cakewalk for them. It felt
was so easy. Like they just walked in.
It was so easy.
Actually,
right.
That just reminded me of something that actually aggravated me to no end. When she was speaking to Obi-Wan and that little speaker stuff, she was sitting right next to the people. And
there was another guard. There was a guard.
Initially, I was like, okay, maybe it's not that loud. But when the two stormtroopers were walking by, they heard Obi-Wan speaker. I'm like, okay, this thing has to be loud enough that they heard it to a tick goddamn door. How was she sitting there saying, yeah, Obi-Wan, and saying his name out loud, by the way, you should do this. I will turn this off. And there's really a guy sitting next to her. I'm like, my man, you should get fired.
I mean,
she went in the back, knocked him out, came back, and the guy was just saying, oh, okay, let's just keep doing our work, guys.
You mentioned that. I could be wrong on this. Leia doesn't know Ben is Obi-Wan, right? Or did Obi-Wan say, my name is Obi-Wan to her?
I think in the chasing of Obi-Wan by Reva, Reva name dropped Obi-Wan out loud. I'm pretty sure in episode 2. I could be wrong. I think she does know, but he's like he's going by Ben. He told Tala his name was Ben.
I would need to go back, because like the only reason why I ask is because there's a scene where Reva is talking to Leia and she's saying Obi-Wan is dead. He's not coming to save you. And I was like, wait, does she know that he's Obi-Wan?
No, I'm pretty sure she knows. I'm pretty sure because initially, he told her name was Ben. She's like, oh, that doesn't sound like a Jedi name. And then I think in that chase in episode 2, Reva name drops Obi-Wan and then she puts it together. So I think she does know. But yeah, man. Like she sat next to that guard and was openly talking to him. They showed the guard initially and then they don't show him again. And we're left to assume maybe he left his post. But then that other guard walks up, and it's not like they're in a closet. They're like, I don't know how to describe it, but I'm pretty sure that body is relatively out in the open.
Yeah, it's right behind her because she really turned around because we can still see it like a bookshelf, and she went to her seat because that's where the little speaker was because she left it there when she got up. So it was a plain view of anybody because it looked like computer, CPU, GPU, BS, that they have in those shows. So anybody that walked to the room would have seen that. She didn't even do a good job at hiding a body.
Right. And then towards the end of the episode, I thought this was really dumb. They put on that coat.
I hated it.
And then she opened the coat to look around.
It wasn't even just her looking. Look at how a soldier is walking in the.
He's a man here in the middle who's got a giant 4-foot hump coming off the side of him.
You know what it reminded me of? You know what it reminded me of?
Dr. Evil and Mini-Me.
Austin Powers.
Goldmember.
Oh my god.
That's literally what it reminded me of.
Yeah. I was like, man, y'all really couldn't think of something better? I don't know.
That was too, and I know what the canon response is like, oh, they know the prisoners have escaped, so no one's really focusing on like how everyone looks. Everyone's going to their post. Everyone's just focused on going to where they need to go, and that's why they don't notice Obi-Wan with a giant ass cloak.
Not only Obi-Wan, the Inquisitor didn't notice them either. By the way, he was there.
Oh,
he walked by them. He walked by them.
Oh yeah, the fifth brother. Yeah, they did walk by.
He was like, the third sister is gonna get what's coming to her, and
why doesn't Vader choke them out? Why is he always choking people? God.
Listen, I think so yes, despite all the mishaps of the prison break and how easy it was and whatnot, so the actress who plays Reva is getting a lot of heat that she does not deserve. The racist comments and stuff, she doesn't deserve any of that. However, I find it really hard to like her character at all because I'm team Grand Inquisitor. I'm like, you are way too ambitious because she is so unhinged. Like the part that got me was when she's like trying to talk to Leia, and Leia's like, I'll tell you where they are. Yeah, but first, can we talk to my father? And she goes,
oh, I hate that. I hated it. I did not like that.
I'm like, yo, you should not be leading this interrogation. You're biting off way more than you can chew.
A 10-year-old broke your composition?
Yes.
And during an interrogation?
Dude,
are you kidding
Skywalker.
me?
It's a Skywalker.
It's a Princess Organa.
But that's not, she just can't keep her composure.
It's aggravating. And I know people, I've seen the, the conversations on social media. They're like, but that's how she's written. She's supposed to be unhinged. She's supposed to, but I don't know, man. I feel like there's a limit, like.
I feel you should not be an Inquisitor if you can't control yourself.
I agree. Yeah.
But then some would say, well, isn't that the logic with Anakin? You should not be a master if you can't control your emotions.
Anakin as Darth Vader is very much in control with his angry emotions.
He's always angry.
Exactly.
Yeah, but he controls it well. He doesn't go batshit crazy. When he sees Obi-Wan, he doesn't drop everything and say, Obi-Wan, and runs toward him. Like, he's like, no, let's do this slowly and fight. Meanwhile, Obi-Wan, who has a lightsaber, is busy firing a pistol as he's running away instead of using the Force to push everyone aside. But you know what? They forgot their powers, so I don't know.
Well, I think it's a mix of just like Obi-Wan, recovering from.
My man, they have the goddamn Force. Just this.
He doesn't remember. He doesn't
push them away. The sister was right there. He could have pushed the sister away as she was running toward them.
Are we talking about this episode or last episode?
This episode.
Okay.
Because when they were about to get on the ship also, she could have used the Force when she was running toward them. And this is what I hate with Star Wars. And I hate Star Wars fan. I hate Star Wars media for this. There is no logic to their powers. Sometimes
the Force, it just works for whatever purpose they have in that moment.
Yes, it works for whatever purpose. Sometimes you see them use the Force from far away and stop a bullet midway. Other time, they're struggling to lift a rock and throw it at somebody. And those are the same characters.
It's bad writing at best, because when you got to the scene when they're in the hangar and they're just standing there with no escape, shoot these mother heifers. Like,
but
what
Ex
are you
Machina
doing?
came in, and then those two random fighters came in, and that one guy just levitated literally in front of the girl to shoot at her. I mean, you could have backed away a couple 100 feet. Like,
all right, and I also didn't like that either. Like, his death was supposed to be kind of, oh no,
sacrifices must be made.
I just say goddamn idiot. That was my.
We don't know anything about Wade other than his name is Wade.
But Wade, though,
he drives those speeders to take out the sewage. I just felt this episode, they had
I think there was stuff that was cut. Like
maybe some stuff was cut,
because it was this was the shortest episode. No, this was like 39 minutes, I think.
It felt like the shortest episode.
It felt too long though.
There's one saving grace, I think, to this episode. Well, maybe two. One being
that it was over.
Fine, three. No, one being the tomb. So Obi-Wan found all those Jedi who I don't believe they're dead. That looks like they're in stasis,
like amber, like they're encased in amber. Or something.
I said amber, like freaking Jurassic Park. Yeah, that's what I said. And actually, y'all could go visit us on our TikTok. I recognize one of them from the Clone Wars series. That first guy that he saw is the old, the first dude who looks like a goat. He's Master Sunube.
Okay.
I don't know if you remember the episode. I'm pretty sure that's him. He helped Ahsoka find her lightsaber when she got pickpocketed in season 2. Pretty positive it's him.
Oh, okay. I'm looking at it now. Yeah, I remember
it's episode
guy.
11. Yeah, you can. Yeah.
So he was there. He was in the amber, like in the.
He was the first dude Obi-Wan saw in the amber, right?
That's interesting. I wonder if they are. I mean, he called it a tomb.
He did call it a tomb.
It's implied everyone there is dead. I didn't, building up to the part where he called it a tomb, and he was saying like, I know what this place is. I thought he was gonna say a prison, because my mind was going to, they're encased in amber. All these Jedi, maybe it's a prison, and they're keeping them there for whatever reason. But once he said tomb, I was like, okay, so these guys are dead. They have to be.
He could get clarification, and maybe they find out they're not dead, and maybe that's where our final confrontation is, back on this planet.
He could
to stage a rescue. Now, the last one he saw was a youngling,
right?
And the youngling was wearing that helmet.
Yep.
So thematically, Obi-Wan is looking at this and he's like, "Wow,
I knew these people."
Well, all I've been doing is just watching this boy who is absolutely safe and out of harm's way. I should have been out here helping, because right.
Actually, these would be people that they hunted after Order 66.
Because those were the Inquisitors' prison.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And him being next to Luke actually puts Luke in more danger, because he attracts people to the planet where Luke is, because Luke is in the middle of goddamn nowhere, and in the middle of a desert, in the middle of goddamn nowhere. There's nobody.
Uncle Owen raised a point. He said, dude, just leave this boy's life and he will be safe. I promise you, he'll be safe.
And actually, y'all know more about Star Wars than me. When they say they hunt force sensitive people, there's a way to tell if somebody uses the force or has the force, right?
There is a couple of ways.
If we can, how the hell did nobody notice Obi-Wan walking to the prison? So Obi-Wan is not a weakling. He's actually one of the best Jedi. At this point, at this one of the series, he might be maybe the second best Jedi that's alive. Because
he is.
he is. Because Master Yoda or whatever his name
Yoda's
is,
alive, right?
Yoda's alive at this point. Yoda would be the best. Obi-Wan would be the second one, and maybe Ahsoka is somewhere behind. But
it's one of those things where, and we said it before, it's just whatever the writers feel like doing.
Again,
garbage
and
show. It's unfortunate, and the reason why I say that is because, great game, Jedi Fallen Order. If you haven't played it, go play it. But one of the things in Jedi Fallen Order, very beginning, no spoiler, Cal Kestis is in hiding from the Empire, who's hunting Jedi, and one of the things that he does in the beginning of the game is save his friend who he's been living with by using the Force. By using the Force, that's a beacon. Boom, 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 boom. Because he used the Force, who comes right at his door? Bam, the Empire. They're like, dude, someone used the Force here. Someone used the Force here. There's a Jedi. Where is he? And then the game kicks off and continues. So with that in mind, I'm of the mindset thinking, if someone uses the Force, assuming another Force-sensitive person is nearby in a general vicinity, they can feel it. They can sense it. They're like, someone's using the Force.
Yes.
I'm gonna expand upon what you're saying. One, I think Obi-Wan is just not as in touch with the Force to the point where they don't feel his presence. However, Vader is so in touch with the Force, he can feel just a glimmer of somebody's presence, which is shown in episode 4. The moment Obi-Wan steps onto, remember the Death Star is as big as a moon.
Right.
Obi-Wan takes one step and he's like, there's a presence here I haven't felt since.
Oh wait, you said episode 4, like A New Hope?
A New Hope, right.
Okay.
A moon-sized space station, Vader feels the moment Obi-Wan touches ground, you know? So I would like to think Vader can really sense anybody's presence. These Inquisitors, I don't think are that in touch.
They're clowning.
And Reva, out of all of them, like I don't even think Reva can actually do the interrogation. Again, I think she's just really just she's all bark. She's all bark, you know. And it shows too in her frustration where she's like, you don't want to talk? Fine then.
It's just, you know, it really sucks because, you know, you have those racists online that are, you know, giving this actress a hard time, and, you know, screw them. I really hate them right now because they're deviating the conversation from how Reva is written as a character. Because I feel like there are problems with Reva as a character, ignoring anything about the actress, and I don't even think it's the actress's fault. I think it's the direction. They told her
it is not
the director.
her fault.
Come on.
Yeah, they're telling her,
the director.
Oh yeah, keep getting angry. Sell this moment. Do that little fist thing when Leia says, "Is this a staring contest?" And it's just, it's bad. But then when you take it online, you get the racists coming on and saying, "Why is there a black Inquisitor?" And they're taking the conversation away from more important things, like how Reva's written.
Now, if this is the whole point where we too are supposed to get frustrated watching Reva, they're doing an excellent job.
I guarantee you that's what people are going to say. They're going to tell you that's the reason. She's supposed to be so gung-ho and so unhinged that even you are frustrated at her because you're like, why don't you just calm down? Like, what's your problem? Why are you so angry all the time?
I'm waiting for Vader to come say why he likes her so much. You know,
he doesn't like her enough. He was gonna kill her.
He keeps giving her second chances. Every time she's about to.
If she didn't say that tracker thing, there was no second chance.
He said, "I am tired of your weakness. I told you what failure would mean if you fit the game."
I swear, I like, and this is not like a fault to Star Wars. It's just more like me being a cynic, just watching moments like this. I'm like, how can you have a good night's sleep working for the Empire knowing that, one, Fuck up.
One mistake.
And one mistake could mean instant death from. It doesn't have to be Vader. It could just be the other generals that have the gray hats. It could be a stormtrooper walking by you saying, "I don't remember you." Show me your identification.
And that's the other thing too. Oh my gosh, he's like, I'm the head of security, and then I applaud her to like whip up the whole, I am a officer above. You have one job, and I'm pretty sure that job states if you are not stationed here, something is wrong.
They do this in every like form of fiction. Like someone that's not supposed to be there
walks in like they own the place.
And then you have the guard that's head of security, and they're like, "Do you have your papers?" And
no, I don't.
And, I do not. But do you know who I am? And they'll be like, "Oh." And so
he backed down so quick. I'm like, you suck at your job, man.
Maybe this is why Vader's killing everyone.
You probably let Yoda walk up into this thing, and Yoda would be like, would you like to tell that to Vader? Like,
tell it to Vader, you will.
And Reva too. She spun this whole quick story about. She's like, I am a spy. I infiltrated.
Wait, Reva said that, or the?
No. Tala said this to Reva.
Tala.
Remember, she's like, I need a distraction.
Right.
And she calls Reva down, and then she spins this whole story about how she let Obi-Wan go through her station, go through her planet. She said she was a spy getting information, and Reva knew she was lying.
It sounded like a lie.
It sounded like a lie. What are you doing here? Like, you mean to tell me the planet Obi-Wan was just on, your planet, and y'all left because you killed Obi-Wan, and now suddenly you're here? Why couldn't you stop me on the planet?
No, not only that, Obi-Wan also appeared on that planet. Somebody came in and said he's here, and they just left her alone and turned around and left, even though they knew she was lying.
Right? They're like, like they knew he was.
Oh, no, they got her because that's where she put her hands up when the
and
guards...
she fought and she beat up.
At the very end, where she's like, traitor.
Yeah.
Traitor. Traitor.
Oh my God.
Traitor.
Game line.
Shoot them. Oh my gosh. Plot armor.
No, the way she subdued those two stormtroopers, I hope that they actually did die from that, just because
they're totally dead.
Because there's no way they're gonna be let to live, assuming they survive. You're telling me an unarmed whoever Tala is, like I guess a freedom fighter or whatever, she's able to subdue you two when you have guns pointed at her? I don't know. The choreography in that one scene where she just kind of like whips them around. I think she grabs the inside of the helmet.
She hits like under the. Yeah, she does.
Yeah, and oh man, I don't know. Is it Deborah Chow?
Well, actually, speaking of choreography in general, I don't know. Something felt off, like super off, of Obi-Wan deflecting the lasers.
Okay, I know what you're talking about. I am okay with it, only because of where Obi-Wan is at right now in terms of, mentally and physically. He's not gonna be doing the like, in Clone Wars.
He did a little
style.
Bit at the end. He did a little bit. He's trying to get back into it. Yeah.
He sprinkled that in there. I like that. But like, this is an Obi-Wan 10 years out of the game. Exactly.
Ugh.
I am okay with it, just because given the context of where he is mentally and physically, I'm like, okay, he would be swinging it like that, like a scrub almost.
But then again, you would ask yourself, why did he train in the last 10 years? You don't need the Force to learn how to do.
Actually, no, you do. You do. The whole deflection thing, that's supposed to be...
No, not deflection, but like, I mean, just in general practice. Because if he's on the planet to protect Luke and he's not getting training to protect Luke, he's being a liability. Anybody
his-
that shows up can just easily kill him and they move on.
Not
you
to mention
mean
he
why-
buried his
okay.
lightsaber in the
Yes.
desert.
Like,
That's right. So
what's the point of being there? That's literally a plot hole. You're being there causing trouble. You're not training. Your job is to protect the guy. I mean, can you imagine hiring a security guard and the security guard falls asleep every night? That's the job right there. He's not doing anything good. He's an easy target, and all he does is bring attention to you. Because I bet if I was a robber and I was walking by your house and your security guard was asleep, I'm robbing you.
yeah, it does seem kind of strange that the whole idea of Obi-Wan being on Tatooine is to watch Luke, but it's like, so you're watching him. What if something happens to where the Empire finds him, someone like just anything happens? Do you have any way of protecting him? But then they go back with like, it's been 10 years, it's been so long. 10 years is a long time. 10 years is a long time.
And that would be a reasonable excuse if we did not see a bunch of old grandpas as Jedis in the older prequel movies. Because a bunch of old people were Jedi, and they were some of the best people. All of the Jedi Council was full of old people. So your age really does not matter. Mace Windu, which is the black guy, I can't remember his real name. Samuel L. Jackson. He was old. He was supposed to be one of the old wise men, and he's a human just like Obi-Wan. So we can't even use that as an excuse. And from what I can see, when you have the Force, even when you're old, it does help you be more active or more agile than if you were a regular human.
You let the Force flow through you.
Exactly.
Do the acrobats.
Exactly. So I understand, you can't use the Force to deflect, but my man, you can pick up a piece of stick every night and practice, because that's the entire Jedi thing. You're supposed to practice without a real weapon first, just so, like Mr. Miyagi, you learn how to wipe the car before you actually get something to clean it.
He
hasn't done anything.
You got to think of his mindset, though. He is supposed to protect Luke. His mindset is, my whole thing is Obi-Wan's just scared of failing so much that he thinks hiding is the best way to, protect Luke. However,
I feel like he doesn't see the contradiction.
Yeah.
He does see it, but he's like playing this weird, like, in denial. He's in denial because when he talks to Owen, he's like, hey, if Luke is showing, it's time to train him. But if Obi-Wan really
doesn't even realize it himself,
he would suck to be his teacher, right? He would not be the teacher Luke would need. And that's that is Obi-Wan's journey, this whole entire series. But yeah, man, he's not gonna be practicing. He's too scared of failing. When Vader stepped on the scene in the last episode, that said it all. The man was shooketh. He damn near crumbled to the floor.
He was slipping on banana peels and everything.
That fight, I don't even think he swung at Vader. He was defending the whole time.
That was defense. That was 100%
and then he let Vader drag him through that fire. You deserve to get burned, Obi-Wan. That was trash. That was utter trash. You beat him before.
But Vader's been training.
Yes,
what you're supposed to do.
Yes, but I feel like Obi-Wan is ridden with guilt.
I think that's part of the journey with Obi-Wan. It's
Right.
like what you were saying earlier. There's a disconnect that even he is not seeing, but I feel like that's going to come back. It's not like something that the writers forgot. They definitely, like you said, he said, oh yeah, if Luke is showing full sensitivity, we must train the boy. And it's like, Obi-Wan, what? You've been out of the game for 10 years. What do you mean?
He doesn't train him as a Jedi and let all these other Jedi die?
Why are you gonna train him as a Jedi just so that he has to be in hiding? Like,
right, yeah.
If anything, you're painting a target around him by training him to be a Jedi. But I think that's part of the journey this whole series is going through. Obi-Wan does not see the hypocrisy or the inconsistency in that logic. I think once we get to the final episodes, he's gonna see that disconnect. He's gonna be like, what I've been doing this whole time has been silly. It's been a mistake. This is dumb. and then we're gonna get the whole, whew, hello there,
Oh,
boom,
God.
boom, 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 fight Vader. Watch.
I mean, yes, that is the journey. It's just frustrating because this episode was not it for me.
Oh no, it wasn't for me either.
Yeah. I mean, we have 2 episodes left.
That's
They
what blows
really
my
gotta
mind.
this next episode. And a lot of people are theorizing this. You know, in the first episode, we got the flashback of Yoda telling Obi-Wan, you know, if you do this training, you'll be able to talk to your old master, which is Qui-Gon. I think we're gonna see Obi-Wan finally be able to get in touch with a Force ghost, and maybe Qui-Gon will appear.
Wake him
and,
up?
You know, yeah, wake him up. I don't know, do something, because at this point the path has successfully helped a lot of kids, but they got
saved Leia, yeah.
yeah, they got Leia back. So it's like, what is this, or why is this final confrontation gonna happen? You know, they don't know. Oh, well, they have the tracker.
Which did
Yeah.
they show that actually happening? Like,
Yeah, the
yes,
robot,
when
the
she
robot
grabs
that
Lola.
Leia
oh,
has.
that's right, at the end. Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the eyes turn red. You're like, oh my god, it's on.
And then I thought about it too. Like, when did she do it? When she first took Lola, you actually see her like fiddling under
Yeah.
Lola. So
Right. It appears
yeah,
I
they're about to-
underestimated you.
you sure did, buddy. Because I don't know, maybe Anakin wouldn't have thought of something like that.
no,
you know.
because Anakin would have never let anybody walk away from the room like this,
Oh,
or
actually, that
he would
part.
have not made. He would have was not gonna act like a little bitch in front of a 10-year-old girl. That's it. Like
They-
Anakin would not have done. Oh,
He would have broken her mind apart and just dig to it to find the secret and say, "Thank
Which-
you. Let's move on."
They are doing a really good job at keeping them separate, because again, I'm pretty
who?
sure
Oh, Leia and
Leia
Vader.
and Anakin,
Right.
because
Yeah.
I feel,
Wait, Leia and okay, you're Anakin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Vader, yes.
Yes.
I
okay.
feel Vader would be able to probably sense the connection if he's that strong with the Force, because even in episode 4, we never seen Vader use like the Force interrogation on her.
Right.
I mean, granted, he was not thinking that far ahead in episode 4.
Right.
But yeah, but
But you
like,
still try to make sense of it. You try
yeah,
to-
you were trying. Yeah, exactly. So I would like to see them meet. That would be thematically very cool to see. And maybe Vader does sense it from the get-go. And maybe he doesn't care, you know.
No, he
Maybe.
cares.
Well, he cared about when he heard about Luke, but maybe he doesn't care about Leia.
He
you
would
know?
care.
Yeah.
About
and Layla
Leia.
is as powerful as Luke according to the new movies. Come on, man. She
Oh,
flew to
God.
space after dying and revived.
Let's
Right.
not go there.
Yeah, let's not. But
It's canon.
if they do have a meeting, I think that would be really cool to see.
yeah.
But yeah, we only got 2 episodes left.
That's
They got me
good.
worried.
No, that's good. Let's just remove this poison and move on to a superior show, Ahsoka.
Oh
I
no,
think
we
this
got Andor next.
Andor
Andor.
is next before Ahsoka?
Wait,
Ahsoka
Andor
doesn't
isn't the planet
come out till
Andor
next
with
year.
the tree?
No, that's Endor. This is
But,
Andor.
okay, look. You need to stop messing with me. This is Andor. No, that's Andor. Like,
Okay.
no, this is not Harry Potter with
There's
Leviosa and Leviosa. No.
There is there go ahead.
It's
Grandmaster. I'm-
A-N-D-O. It's an A and an E. Andor.
Oh my God.
Andor referring to Cassian Andor, the dude from Rogue One, who was hanging out with the droid. He was
Right.
the secondary protagonist of Rogue One. So it's talking about his rebel spy days leading up to Rogue One. That is our next Star Wars series. And then it will be Mandalorian
asked
season
for that?
3.
That's when you
Um,
have
actually,
Andor.
Go look at the trailer. Andor looks kind of good.
Yeah, but like, it's not gonna be as good as Ahsoka. Like, who asked for this show?
I
Are you
mean,
sure?
nobody.
was-
Are you
Rogue
sure
One wasn't even that
Andor is
good.
coming up next?
Andor comes out in August. That is the next Star Wars.
Okay,
show.
yeah, it is next. Yeah,
Yeah.
it would be. Yeah,
So it's
I know
Andor.
Ahsoka doesn't even have a yeah, it doesn't even have a trailer yet.
No, Ahsoka doesn't come out till next year.
You know what it was? It was the confirmation, because I was thinking like, yeah, Ahsoka's around the corner. The only last bit of Ahsoka news that we got was who's gonna be in it, and
the
it
main
was the
character from
confirmation
Ezra?
of Edra. No,
No,
Ezra.
well, they're looking for Ezra. They confirmed this
He
was
is
about.
in it,
Yeah.
They're looking for Ezra.
but he's in it. Like he's
no,
actually.
but they're looking for him. He's
That's
the
the goal of the
Clearly.
show. They're
Yeah,
gonna go look
yes.
for him. God
He's
damn
the
it, yo.
driving plot.
Right. Sabine is gonna be in it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there was
And
one
then-
more person.
Well, there's another actress. I forget who the actress is, but they haven't said who she's playing. So a lot of people thinking it's Hera from Rebels.
The pilot.
Yes, the pilot.
That
The
means the
Twi'lek.
kid should show up also because she had a daughter or a son at the end.
Oh, she did with what's his name?
Yeah, with the
Hera
blind
did.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that kid should
Freddie
be
Prinze
force
Jr.
sensitive because the dad was also a Jedi.
You're right. I didn't know they had a. I still haven't finished Rebels.
I think he. I don't remember if it was a
wait,
boy or a girl,
wait.
but it had
Did
green
you say you
skin.
didn't finish it?
Yeah, I've only watched season 1 of Rebels, so. Yeah, no, I never finished Rebels.
So wait, you don't even know the
Mm.
context as to why they would be finding or
I
trying
looked,
to.
I looked it up as far as.
Oh, so you know the
my-
ending,
Oh,
Yeah, he gets sucked into a thing with what's his name, Thrawn, right?
Thrawn,
yeah,
Admiral
right.
Thrawn.
Yeah.
Portal.
Yeah. Look at us talking about a show, other Star Wars entities, because this episode did not do it for us. That's fun.
It's mid. It's mid. That's what it was. Episode
Very
4
mid.
of Obi-Wan Kenobi is mid, but the pass I give it is, I think except Mandalorian, but I think most shows that we've watched, like including Marvel and Star Wars so far, they've had some mid episode just sprinkled in there where you watch the episode and you're like, I wasn't feeling it with this one, but then they kind of pick it up after that, whether you were liking it originally in the beginning or you like it towards the end. So it's just one episode. I'm okay with it being mid. I'm really gonna be pissed if the penultimate episode is mid. I'm really gonna be mad.
I'll just say the Mandalorian has more wiggle room because it's more than 6 episodes and it's not a limited series. So they can have room for mid. Obi-Wan has no room to be mid. So these next 2 episodes
true.
really got to kill it. They really got to kill it. Or
They
you're
do.
going to make a lot of people mad. And you're going to make them racist people feel like they're right. And they shouldn't be
Give them
right,
the
and they never
power.
will be right. No matter what they say, they will never be right. But I don't want to give them power at all.
No power.
Right. So I think we covered about everything as far as
it was a pretty short episode. I'm surprised we talked about it for this long, given the length.
we were just upset. But goodness gracious, we got episode 5 next week for Obi-Wan. So tune in with us next week for the penultimate episode of Obi-Wan Kenobi. If you'd like to see our faces as we discuss this, be sure to check us out at YouTube for DrJaceAttorney. But of course, if you also want to be part of the conversation of all the social media sites, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, join us in the comment sections. And of course, always listen on your various podcast listening stations. But without further ado, that clears things here for part 4 of Obi-Wan Kenobi. I'm your host, GrandMasterHoop, DrJaceAttorney, and Toasty, signing off. Take care.